Hi, this is my ranking of all of Paul Thomas Anderson's films. This is only his feature-length films. I haven't seen any of his short films, so once I've seen them, maybe I will do a separate ranking. But I'd like to begin by saying I really like all of these movies, and my ranking can change depending on how I'm feeling. So I'd say that Paul Thomas Anderson is probably my favorite director of all time, and I just rarely connect with so many of his movies. Yeah, so let's get into it. We'll start at the bottom and work my way up. So right now I'm feeling like Hard Eight is probably my least favorite. It's his first film and it shows off many like motifs in stories and characters, even in filmmaking that will pop up later on. And it's also great to see like returning cast members in doing their first work with Paul Thomas Anderson. So this movie is a bit more. It's a crime movie almost, but yeah. So it's a departure from some of his other films, but it's still uniquely Paul Thomas Anderson. So next up is Licorice Pizza. Still a really great movie. It's maybe more of a comedy, but I just think the other films might be a bit better. So yeah, I think all the actors gave pretty good performances, and it did look good. It just maybe I didn't connect with it as much. So then next up is Inherent Vice. I thought it was pretty interesting. It's almost a little bit of a twist on a crime mystery story, but yeah, I think this just isn't as good or as interesting as some of his other films. So I'll keep it in this maybe bottom tier. I really hate saying that because it makes it seem like these movies are bad, but which they really aren't. So then next up, these next films would be rated 4.5 stars on my Letterboxd. So I'm going to start with Phantom Thread. I really, really liked this movie. I really enjoyed watching it. I was very, very engrossed in it. But I think I just prefer the other films on this list. But I think it was, yeah, really great performances in there. Then next up is The Master. I also really like that. It's pretty different, or Phantom Thread and The Master are unique because they are focusing on only one or two characters, or Punch Drunk Love also falls into this category. But most of Paul Thomas Anderson films have quite a large cast, many characters, and many stories, all connecting. But these focus on like some smaller individual stories. So yeah, I really did like The Master. Yeah, and then I have One Battle After Another. So this is the film I saw most recently of Paul Thomas Anderson's. I was fortunate enough to see it in the cinema. So I think it really did look quite great, and also great ensemble cast and great performances. And I was surprised to see Paul Thomas Anderson doing more of an action movie, but he got it right. Like it was tense, it was intense, and all kinds of emotions during the movie. So next up, this is where it gets really tough. So I think I'll have to say Boogie Nights. I really love this movie. It's got so many great characters and also another great ensemble cast, and so many little stories and little character moments all connecting into this big story. And also, it just looks great and it also sounds good. So then, next up, There Will Be Blood. I know this might be like the most popular pick for Paul Thomas Anderson's best movie. I think maybe it's a little overrated, but that doesn't mean it's bad, of course. But I think, yeah, I think it's great. It's also very different from his other films. It has a very different tone and a different feeling and just a different look in general. Yeah, I think it's quite great, and the also just the ending that is amazing. And so this is where it gets to 5 stars, perfect movies, right? These are my absolute favorite, the last two. So Magnolia, um, this is just an amazing movie. It's so difficult to pick what the best one is, so I kind of flip-flop between Magnolia and Punch Drunk Love, but Magnolia is maybe the best example of like a large ensemble cast with individual stories all connecting into one narrative, and it's just so satisfying and so amazing. And just as all of these stories connect and as all of these stories conclude, it's so satisfying. So then at the top, of course, is Punch Drunk Love. This is such an amazing movie, and it's also quite underrated. I think this is definitely the best performance of Adam Sandler, that's for sure. Like, I know Uncut Gems recently has made him more respected as an actor, but I think he should really be recognized for this film. And also, all the other actors give great performances, great characters, and just amazing character moments and stories that feel so authentic and so amazing. The movie looks great, and yeah, it's amazing. I highly recommend you watch that. So to get my like, I have a list on my Letterboxd of my ranking, and it's got all the ratings, but I haven't really spent the time to write down reviews for them, so maybe I ought to do that. But yeah, that concludes my rankings, so hope you enjoy.